Hi guys, my name is Elizabeth, and today we want to demystify this raging debate about whether we are justified by our actions or by faith. Because many people tend to argue out that you work your way to being sanctified, that many times you sort of like earn your perfection, quote unquote. But then today we are going to find out whether we are supposed to work towards salvation, or is it that we believe, or is it by our faith or by our works are we sanctified? So before we go too far, we have to find out like what is faith? What is faith? And we're going to find out that in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. I'm going to read it right here, right now, so that we can be able to follow and understand. So, Hebrews 11, verse 1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So, like, faith is the one that shows us exactly what we are hoping for. But then, when you think about it, like, you cannot touch faith, you cannot see faith. It is a substance of things that you have never even seen. You just hope for them. So, since faith is so abstract, how can we prove faith? Like, what is the evidence that you actually have faith in God in you? Or like, how can we know that you actually have faith? And we're going to find out that in the book of James, chapter 2, verse 26. So James 2:26, and it says, "For as the body is without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." That the only way we can prove our faith is by having good works. So faith and works actually go hand in hand. But then now the problem is that many people tend to think that by being good to people, showing kindness, being considerate to people actually earns you, say, I'll call them like bonga points, quote unquote, like, so that you can earn God's favor, you have to be good. But then, as we realize, you can never be good enough to merit salvation. You can't. In as much as you want to, you will not manage. So, you cannot merit salvation by works, because at the end of the day you will still fall short. And we're going to verify that in the book of Hebrews 11:6. So Hebrews 11:6 says that, "But without faith it is impossible to please God. For he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him." As you realize, you have never seen God, by the way, like you don't even know how he looks like, because God is spirit. He is not flesh. You cannot touch him, you cannot see him. You just have to believe that he's there, so that he can, so that the whole essence of Christianity is based on evidence, not I will say it is based on evidence, because you have proof from the Bible, but not demonstration. That God will always give you the room for doubt, that you have to believe. He will not like demonstrate that he's there. You have to believe that he actually exists. And so, like, to earn, quote unquote, or to like get his grace, so that you can be able to warrant salvation, you actually have to have faith in him. Not like be so not it's not about being a do-gooder, like being good, so that you're not supposed to be like good enough to be saved. That, because many people get this concept backwards, that I have to be good enough I have to do this, I have to do that, so that God Himself can be, so that He can accept me. But you are the one who is supposed to accept God, because He loves you just the way you are. And because He, like, once you accept Him and you let Him into your life, He's going to now take control of your life. And then now from there, you will automatically do good works, because His Spirit and the faith that you have in Him is in you. That in essence, it is by faith that we are sanctified. And the demonstration of our faith is by our good works. Faith and faith and works go hand in hand. They're like two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. Like that very common verse of Romans 1:17, that Romans 1:17 will tell you that um the just shall live by faith, that it is not your works that make you just. Like, it is the faith that you have in God that sanctifies you. But then when you read James 2:17, it will tell you that faith without action is dead, that you cannot prove you have faith unless your actions, your good actions, show. So I hope we have sorted that discrepancy of faith versus action, that you need one and the other in your spiritual walk, but then you cannot have one with, more or less, like, you cannot have faith without works.